Playing guard, really, we want to be kind of using this push-pull dilemma to find opportunities for our attacks, right? So we can usually count on our partner resisting whatever movements we're trying, and that's not necessarily going to stop us. That should kind of take us to our next option, and we should be using his reactions as opportunities, right? That being said, so we're going to start against a person that's standing on their feet, and they have a good posture, their head is low, and they're kind of protecting their legs with their hands, right? So if I were to just reach for his legs, I wouldn't be able to get there because he has all these defenses, his head and his hands in the way, right? For today's purposes, we're going to be using a 2-on-1 wrist grip, where I'm going to have a grip on his wrist and a grip behind his elbow, right? In order to make this grip useful, I'm going to need to punch his wrist past his elbow. And now if he tries to resist and pull back, it's going to be a little more difficult, right? If his wrist comes outside of his elbow, he can now kind of like yank back and pull out, right? So for the purposes of making a strong grip, I want to punch the wrist past the elbow. Once we capture this grip, we're going to look to monitor his lead leg by placing our feet inside of it, right? Now that I'm blocking this leg, if I pull him over in this direction, the only option he has to make space is to step that foot to make base. So as I pull, I'm going to try to find the front of his shin with the sole of my foot, and I'm looking to plant his hand on the mat here next to my hip. As soon as I get the grip, I'm punching this forward, so I actually have a strong grip. I monitor his lead foot, and as I pull, I look for his other foot here, fold my feet behind me. I like to keep this on the mat as long as I can until I reach his hamstring. When I have his hamstring, I'm using it to keep weight forward so he can't take his hands off the mat, right? If I have a hamstring grip, but I don't like use it mechanically, as soon as I let go, he pops up and he can do all sorts of stuff, right? So as I'm letting go of this wrist to chase his far leg, I'm pulling forward in this direction with the hamstring, making it difficult for this hand to come off the mat. Reach his far leg, finish double. So the next common reaction we're gonna get a lot of times is as they feel that 2-on-1 and us attempting to put their hands on the mat, we're gonna brace against them and pull away, and their weight's gonna go kind of to their toes and their butt's gonna go behind their heels, right? As I get this grip and Andre feels this, he starts pulling back, right? And now in a traditional jiu-jitsu sense, we could go for double kouchis here and stuff like that, but this is a wrestle-up seminar, so we're gonna do something else. So anytime I'm here and I feel my opponent pulling me, pulling back, and I can't bring his hand to the mat, sometimes you can force it. Sometimes you can just rip it, right? If they're really, really pulling back, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let him pick me up to my base, and I'm gonna go right down to a near ankle, right? Now I'm gonna use this ankle grip to pull myself into a double. So I use this grip to slide my inside knee between his legs as I rise up toward his hips and go double. And again, from here, I step up, I try to block the outside of this knee with my step, and I bring him down. Using an ankle pick to pull myself into a double. Very powerful movement. Pulling, he's pulling, he's pulling. I rise, drop, go double. You can also, if you like it better, go for cross ankle picks and try to go for single legs, but this straight ankle pick double flows in better into the next move, so we'll do this. All right, this is where things start to get a little more interesting, but understand that the movement that I'm doing with my body is very similar than the one we just did to knee pound into that double, where like I come forward, this knee's forward, and then this knee comes forward and walks. We're gonna do a kind of similar thing. When he pulls his ankle back, we're gonna misdirect to a low single on the other side. So same grip, same thing, I'm trying to bring him forward, he's not letting me. I rise up and this foot comes back, right? Now the ankle that I would have grabbed the ankle here, instead of grabbing the ankle, I post on the mat, and again, I take a big step here and dart to the low single. I don't want to have my head right in front of his knee, I could hurt my partner, and it's also not very effective. I want my head on the inside of the knee, trying to stay like right at his knee, maybe a little bit below, right? And now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna circle around and try to capture this double leg, right? So I'm gonna pivot on this knee and finish a double leg. So kind of going in a rotation, right? I can't find the ankle. I use this post to switch my direction and propel myself to the other ankle. Circle, circle, circle for the finish. This time my partner's not gonna let me get to that low double. He's gonna keep that foot back far and away. So I'm gonna see what I do when this happens, okay? Now, if you're circling, and this leg keeps going back and away from you, right? What I'm gonna wanna do is peek my head under his knee, post on the mat, and now one very important thing is I want this to be very off-balancing for him. So I don't want to pull myself underneath him like this. I want to stay where I am. And as I pull him, I move across the mat. Yes? As I move across the mat, he's going to be off balance, and it's not going to give him the chance to do all the counters that I know he knows from these positions, right? Same setup. Boom, pulls back, low single. I'm circling. I can't reach it. Head goes under. I sit on my butt. The reason I sit on my butt is because I don't want him grabbing my ankles, right? Come here. He circles away, away, away. I peek my head underneath, sit to my butt. Now there's no ankles for him to grab. As I go to my other hip, hand switches, post, come up, bring this across my body, so this is close enough to reach, find the shin, slide down, shovel. So sometimes I'm here and I reach the foot, and before I, don't do it yet, before I can step on it and take him down, he tries to hop out of this grip. So just hop out. He tries to hop out, right? So one thing I need to do when I feel this is I need to stay very sticky to this foot, so when he hops, I sweep it out. You're not trying to time it and kick it. You're trying to stay sticky, so as he jumps, you sweep it out from under him. Just stay sticky and kind of wrap your sole around their calf, and as they hop, you just take it out from under them. All right, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3.